Les Miserables.
Volume 4. Saint-Denis. The idyll in the Rue Plumet and the epic in the Rue Saint-Denis. Book 11th. The atom fraternizes with the hurricane. By Victor Hugo. Narrated by Peter Silverleaf. Chapter 1. Some explanations with regard to the origin of Gavroche's poetry, the influence of an academician on this poetry. At the instant when the insurrection, arising from the shock of the populace and the military in front of the arsenal, started a movement in advance and towards the rear in the multitude which was following the hearse, and which, through the whole length of the boulevards, weighed, so to speak, on the head of the procession, there arose a frightful ebb. The rout was shaken, their ranks were broken, all ran, fled, made their escape, some with shouts of attack, others with the pallor of flight. The great river which covered the boulevards divided in a twinkling, overflowed to right and left, and spread in torrents over 200 streets at once, with the roar of a sewer that has broken loose. At that moment, a ragged child who was coming down through the Rue Mélismontant, holding in his hand a branch of blossoming laburnum which he had just plucked on the heights of the Belleville, caught sight of an old holster pistol in the show window of a bric-a-brac merchant's shop. "Mother, what's your name? I'm going to borrow your machine." And off he ran with the pistol. 2 minutes later, a flood of frightened bourgeois who were fleeing through the Rue Amelot and the Rue Basse encountered the lad brandishing his pistol and singing, "La nuit on ne voit rien, la jour on voit très bien, d'un cri apocrypha, le bourgeois s'ébouriffe, pratiquez la vertu, tu, chapeau pontu." At night one sees nothing, by day one sees very well. The bourgeois gets flurried over an apocryphal scrawl, practice virtue, tutu, pointed hat. It was little Gavroche on his way to the wars. On the boulevard he noticed that the pistol had no trigger. Who was the author of that couplet which served to punctuate his march, and of all the other songs which he was fond of singing on occasion? We know not. Who knows? Himself, perhaps. However, Gavroche was well up in all the popular tunes in circulation, and he mingled with them his own chirpings. An observing urchin and a rogue, he made a potpourri of the voices of nature and the voices of Paris. He combined the repertory of the birds with the repertory of the workshops. He was acquainted with thieves, a tribe contiguous to his own. He had, it appears, been for 3 months apprenticed to a printer. He had one day
Sample complete. Ready to continue?